Hey guys, welcome in. This is Bob with KC Crafts, and today we are continuing our series that we are doing of trying to find a viable way to work a come out without losing all of our money, and also trying to protect ourselves from PSOs, 3SOs, and those early outs when you're playing craps. Today, or I should say in the past, we've done 160 across with 160 on the don't pass. Then last week we tried 110 with 110 on the don't pass. And today we're going to try the skill 66 with 75 on the don't pass. Doesn't quite equate, but I think as far as like the math is concerned, when we're working in those center bets, it behooves us to go ahead and just put 75 on that don't pass. And in case that early 7 comes out, we're protected. So without further ado, I've got my chips set up here. We're going to start with $500. Got the dice down there. If you've got a drink, maybe a snack or two, go ahead and grab them and let's get started. Welcome in, everybody. So today, what we are doing is we are continuing our search for a good way to play craps that protects us no matter what we do on the table, utilizing a $500 bankroll. Hi, guys. Welcome in. So we are going to start off with $500 today. And we're going to kind of try to keep it simple. So I'm going to go with a skill 66 on the inside. We're going to place $75 on the don't pass. Then what we're going to do is what I normally don't do, and that's where we're going to add in the center section to help protect what we are doing up here, especially during comeouts. So let's start off. I'm going to go with $75 right there on my don't pass. Grab another $75. Let's get $9 and change because we're going to go 66 on the inside. Get that set up. It's basically 15 on every spot, and then you add $3 on the 6, $3 on the 8 to cap them off to make it an even $6. Or yeah, $6 increments. All right, so let me grab a couple more red. I've got my dice down on the other end, and what we're wanting to do is to really protect us, especially on the come out. So on a don't pass, the only two numbers that hurt us on the come out are 7 and 11. And in order to win $75, if one of those two hit, is I need to bet $5 on each of the hopping big reds. So that's a total of 15 because you need the combination for the 2-5, the 3-4, and the 6-1. Now, I'm also going to add another $5. So we're going to be in to protect our $75. We're going to protect it with another $5 because on the yo, if it hits, it pays 15-1, which is another 75. Now, with that, we are not going to work the come out. We're only doing this to protect our pass or our don't pass. If we were to play this all together, what I would essentially need to do is go from $15 big red hop to a $30. We have to double it because if each one of them pays us 15-1, what will happen is we'll get 75 and then we lose 66. So and instead of going full bore, we'll go $35 to protect all of this. I'm just going to go with the $20 to protect my pass, don't pass. So let me mark those 6, 1, 5, 2, 4, 3. And we're also going to put one straight up on the yo, $5. So we're investing $20. Got my dice down here. Dump them out real quick. Find two suitable ones. There we go. I see 2 5s. Grabbed my attention. We'll grab those. For our come out, we're going to go with a 6-2-6-2. I'm not going to work this come out. I want to get a feel for the table. I'm not quite confident in the shooter, and we want to see what happens. Our first roll, we get a 3-4. Okay, so already we're even. Now, I do lose $5 from the yo, and I do lose the other $10 that I had on the red. So I'm going to lose 15, but I'm going to win 75, and I'm going to tell them to take it down. So now I'll take all that down and then put the $75. I get $75, which is going to go right there. Hold on, let me make sure I'm not doing this because I would lose this. They would pay me 75, and I do get that nickel back from the 4-3. All right, so now what I need to do is grab 25 more dollars. Put one right there. Let's now cover our yo with $5, and we'll hop each of our big reds again. Grab our dice. There was our 4-3. Well, I just kicked the other die over. It was a 4-3. Let's slide them down. Let's throw again. So the hedge bet has already protected us. Let's see if we can now land a number. There is a 516. Okay, so we're going to lose the inside 20, and I'm fine with that because that was there to protect my 75. We'll mark our 6 now. 6 is our point. Now, we do not want to hit a 6. We want to hit 5s and 9s. 8 would be okay as well. So the dice set that I'm going to go with is a 5-6-5-4. It is geared towards 10s and 4s. You'll see some 3s and yos, but you will also see some 5s and 9s. So that's what I'm going to go with here. And you will have other combinations pop up just depending on how the dice bounce, like right there, a 5-3-8. That is going to pay us $21. I'm going to drop the dealers $1. And we're going to go from 66. We're just going to raise every one of them up by 1 unit. So now we have 88. We added 5, 6, 6, and 5 to each of those. And we're only out another $1. So there's our 5-3 that we had. I want to make sure to show that off. Slide it down. Let's have another toss. Going for a 5-6-5-4. We get a nice pretty roll, a 5-6 yo. All right, no worries. So, oh yeah, I want to mark these off. 5, I got a 6, an 8, and a yo. So we're set to go there. That was my die. Let's throw it down. Let's throw again. 5-6-5-4. Here comes our next toss. We get a 2-4-6. Okay, now here's where we're going to lose our $75. All right, so that's gone. We get $28 here, and we'll come back to that in just a second. I get $28 up here. I'm going to take $6 of that. That's going to go into my rack. And this is all going to move up to 110 on the inside. Grab 4 quarters. Cover each of our numbers, and our puck is also going to move off. So there's that. Now, I'm going to put a quarter on my pass line. We're down $75. That kind of hurt us, but we're not out of the hand yet. So let's continue on. Looking for a new point. I'm going to go 3-5-1-5 for this die set. Here's our our come out roll. Oh, I didn't even hedge anything this time. Ooh, I got lucky. I needed to hedge to protect my pass line, but we got away with it. There's a 6. Let's slide our dice down. Now that we are not afraid of hitting the 6, I'm going to move my die set to a 3-5-3-1. I want to try to aim or target 6s and 8s. And there's a hard 6 right back. 2 hard 6s in a row. That was nice. All right, so that's going to pay us $35, plus we're going to make $25 there. Now, by looking at this, I've made 25 of my 50 back, 25 of my 75 that I lost, so I'm down 50 there. And now I have options up here. So I'm out 110 on the inside. If I regress now, yes, I would be able to recoup some of this money. Going from 110 to 66 is what? That's $35 that I'm getting off the table plus this. It does technically take us out, but I'm here to gamble today. So I'm going to put it on the 4. I'm going to turn my puck off. I'm going to rack the 10, and I'm going to take a chance on myself since I'm the person throwing the dice. and we're going to set a new number. So I'm going to go with let's go with a 6262. That's what I prefer to use when I'm doing a come out. My goal is to try to recoup what I lost. Okay, well, there we go. That's a yo. So now we're only technically down $25. If I wind up hitting another one of those, then what I have on the board, I'm going to regress down to a 66 immediately. And now that would truly get me off of the hand. And then I'm just playing with casino money at that point. Our next toss, there is a 6-4-10. Okay, we'll take it. There's our 10, just so you guys can see it. There at home. All right, slide down. Now I just play like I normally would, since you know what? When I'm playing, I like to put odds on my 4s and 10s. So I'm going to put $50 back here on my pass line odds. That's the only two numbers that I personally will put pass line odds on, as a 4 and a 10. I don't know why. It's just how I play. It's what I'm comfortable with. Our next toss, a 6-4-10. You see why? I was aiming for my 10. All right, so that is going to pay me $100 on the backside, a quarter on the front side. We are now out of the hand without even regressing here, because this quarter now brings me even to the 75 that I lost. There is the other 50 that I had lost, that 75. And now I get 100, and we started with 66 up here. I'm going to continue playing. So I'm going to take a quarter. I'm going to place it on my 10, turn my puck off, leave my quarter on the pass line, and let's play. We are in a very, very good position here. All right, so we'll go 6-2-6-2. I could hedge the horn bet or the crap check for the pass line, but I'm not going to. I could, and I probably should, but I didn't have to. Thank goodness. I kept talking there because I was like, no. Yes. Okay, we got a 4. There we go. 3-1. Again, I'm on a 4 and a 10. I'm just going to put $50 here on my pass line odds. And I don't apologize if I wind up buckshotting a lot of points. That's just how I am. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to aim for the 4s and 10s. I'm out of the hand. We're playing with the casino's money. Let's have fun with it. That's a 1-2-3. We hadn't had one of those. Bring our dice around. There's our Alfredo sauce. Let's set our dice again. And again, like I said, I'm just aiming for 4s and 10s. So I'm going with a 3-5-1-5 on this particular dice set. We get a 6-1. Okay. So I did lose a little bit of money because I didn't cash out. I put odds on my pass line. Let's count up how much we did get. There's 115, 116. Well, we started with 66 and 75. That's 141. So I am down $25. Okay. It's not the position you technically want to be in, but I'm okay being down $25 right there. Let's take our dice, toss them down. I could have been up a lot more, because had I regressed there after I hit that 10 on the buckshot, that would have been the ideal situation. But I did not. And so therefore, I paid for it in the end. $66. Let's set up our table. That's again 15s across. Or on the inside, I shouldn't say across. It's 66 on the inside. Okay, now let's explore this come out roll. And we want to play the come out. We want to roll the come out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to need 10, 20, 30, $5. 20, 5, 30, $5. Let me grab some red. So that is basically a $30 big red. and a $5 yo. And we're going to work this come out. What's worst case scenario for us? A 12 we push, a 2 or a 3 we win $75, right? If we hit a 7, we'll win $150, which would replace everything we see there. If we hit a yo, we get paid $75 and that just becomes a wash. And I think, really, to be honest, we don't lose anything. We're completely covered. I'm just running through my head, and yeah, we're completely covered. Whatever comes out, we will be okay. Yeah. All right. Here we go. 6262. Aces. That's ideal for us. There's $75. Now, here's the thing we have to remember. So we got paid $75, but this 35 is now gone. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pay them 40. I'll get $10 change. And all of my center bets are reset. That is a $35 profit right there on one roll. Let's grab our aces. Let's throw them again. That was a great throw, by the way. Did you see? If I'm going to 6-2-6-2 and it lands up on aces, that's good rotation right there. Here comes our next toss. Another good rotation. 2-4-6. Okay, so we're going to lose out on the 35 on the inside. So that's 70, but we had won 75 already once. So we are definitely up on this hand. We haven't lost any, and we did recover the money that we had here invested in the middle. 6 is our number. Now, we do not want another 6 because we are playing that don't pass. So I'm going to go to a 6-5-6-5 dice. Excuse me, not 6-5, 5-6-5-4 dice set. Trying to influences those 4s, 10s, 9s, 5s. Let's see what we can get. There is a 5-2. Okay. I'm actually not upset by this because with that PSO, we win 75, we lose 66, I win $9. Not ideal. No, not by any means. Not by any means. So I'm going to go ahead and give myself $9. Take the 75, put it right back in their stack, and rack the $9, and I'm set up for my next roll. And that was actually a net positive because I wound up making $44 because I made 30. No, actually, I didn't make 44. I made $14 total because I lost 70 in the middle. I won 75. And then, yeah, okay. Yeah, no, we did okay. All right, so I'm going to drop down another $35, put a nickel on the yo, and I'm going to put $30 on the hop. That would be big red. That's $30 there. And we are going to work the come out. 6-2-6-2 is what I'm going with. Here's our throw. 5-4-9. So let me reset the tracker. We wasted $35, but in my opinion, not a waste when I'm risking that much money. Okay, so here is my 9. Grab my stick here. Let's slide our dice down. Now I'm going to aim for 6s and 8s. This is an ideal number for me. So we're going to go 3-5-3-1. Here's our toss. That's a 6-2-8. Perfect. That's what we were aiming for. Drop them $1. We're going to go to 88. Simple, simple, simple. I like simple. There's 88. Grab our dice so you guys at home can see it if you've got a small screen. Slide down. Let's continue with that 6s and 8 hunt. I've got my 3-5 and my 3-1. Here is my next toss. Oh, suspiciously short, but that's a 3-4-7. Okay, so I had 66. I've only contributed an additional dollar from when we bumped from 66 to 88. So I've got 67 invested. I just got paid 75. So I win $8. Does that make sense? So now that we've gone a couple of rolls, let's see where we're at on our bankroll. We started off with 50 or 500, 2, 300, 400, 10, 15, $16. Okay, so we were only down a little bit. The only thing that could have gone for better for us is first and foremost losing that don't pass when we hit that 6 there on that first roll. That really kind of hurt us a little bit. The second one was pretty much a wash. And then this third one we made, like I said, $8. So the only thing that really could have saved us is during that first roll, had we been able to make a little bit more money once we switched from the dark to the light side, that probably would have saved us because we did take it in the shorts on that $75 hit. And then we did make a push because I was trying to make that $75 back, and I should not have done that. Lessons to learn. This is why we practice at home. This is why we look to perfect a system before we go to the casino. All right, so we did take a bit of a loss today, but the more important thing we learned is that doing this method, it has its possibilities of netting us in the profit. We did have a big hiccup on our first roll, and that's something that we need to take into consideration, that anytime we get the opportunity to regress, to get our money off that table, the sooner the better. And we will take that and put it into practice the next time we try this. So be sure to join our Discord channel. Normally, this is where I say like, subscribe, and hit the notification. Today, I want to focus on my Discord. I need you guys to join my Discord community as we are starting to grow there. It is very young, but we do have a lot of really good announcements coming on that page, and you learn about what is happening behind the scenes before everybody else does out here in YouTube land. Now, if you like this video, now's the time to go ahead and slap that like button. I am looking for more followers. If you could just give me a subscribe, I would greatly appreciate it. And finally, hit the bell notification. It's gonna let you know when my next video comes out, like this Sunday, and also like when I go to live stream on Tuesday. I think we're gonna live stream on Sunday as well. Guys, it's been a pleasure to have you here with me today as we've been exploring the perfect system. We'll catch you all next time on KC Craps.